Hi everybody, Ezra Levant here. I'm in a cab headed from the Ottawa courthouse to the airport. I just want to give you a quick update super quickly on the case of Tamara Lich and Chris Barber, the two co-accused who were charged with mischief and other offenses in relation to the trucker convoy in early 2022. They were found guilty a few months ago, and today finally the judge, Justice Heather Perkins McVeigh, issued her sentencing. Now Doug Ford's prosecutors, remember, it's not Justin Trudeau or Mark Carney who's prosecuting, it's Doug Ford. Doug Ford's prosecutors wanted 7 years in prison for Tamara Lich and 8 for Chris Barber. The defense wanted what's called an absolute discharge, which is basically we all walk away as if, we just walk away. I mean, of course, Tamara Lich has already spent 49 days in prison. The judge rejected both of those, but came much closer to the defense proposal. Neither Chris Barber nor Tamara Lich will spend another minute in jail. Unfortunately, though, they'll have a conditional sentence for 18 months, of which a year will be under house arrest, and it's brutal. They have to stay on their property unless they're working, going for legal, medical, or dental appointments, 5 hours a week allowed for shopping, and a handful of other exceptions. Now, I suppose it's possible to get a job that permits them to travel widely, but this is a very suffocating house arrest, and I think by comparison to the terrorist Omar Khadr, who didn't have any conditions when he came back to Canada. In fact, he got a $10.5 million check from the government. And in fact, one of my questions that I put to Lawrence Greenspan in the scrum afterwards, actually I put it to both defense lawyers, was, can you comment on the double standard between how these peaceful trucker protesters are being abused by police and prosecutors versus how the pro-Hamas protesters take great liberties every day? And I think both realized I was right, but they didn't want to dive into that pesky issue. Anyways, I'll have full reports later on rebelnews.com. And if you want to help be part of the solution, go to helptamara.com and you can chip in to help cover her legal fees for defense. I'm sorry it's so bouncy. I'm in the back of a car on the way to the airport, but I promise you my report in the main will be a lot more steady. Once again, that's helptamara.com. We got to help her fight back.